to a Galaxy Man Show interview show. So, for my very today's guest is this incredible singer and songwriter known by the name of Venyss. So, I'm about to add Venyss into the live now to have a chat with Venyss about her sensational music that she's created. So, yeah, let's add Venyss in and have a chat with Venyss about her music. Here we go. Hi,
Hi,
Venyss. How's it going?
good. How are you?
Yeah, really good, thanks. I just want to say first up, thank you so much for taking the time to join my show. It's such a pleasure having you on today. To people that don't know who you are, if you can give like a bit of backstory about who you are and what you do, and then we'll dive right into the questions.
Yeah, sounds good. Thank you so much, by the way. That's so sweet. It's such a pleasure to be here that you asked me to be here. I really appreciate the platform and the opportunity. So I'm an artist who was born and raised in Los Angeles, California. I started off doing a lot of opera and musical theater. That was really my niche growing up. Started training professionally vocally at the age of 11, and then now I'm 21. I live in New York City, and I'm a recording artist. I do studio singing. I started off going to school for opera at NYU, and then now I'm at NYU for recorded music, and I'm just on the path of becoming a recording artist and performer full time.
Awesome. So we'll dive right into the very first question now. So you've created incredible original songs. So with the first original song that I'm going to say to everyone, so you've created a new release called Scars. What was it like getting to create like this song called Scars, and like what's the whole meaning behind Scars, like in the first place?
Yeah, so thank you. I appreciate that again. Creating Scars was a really like vulnerable experience for me. I created it for my writing the hit song class actually in the fall of 2020. And I was really inspired to do something like more acoustic and really more raw. I was thinking Adele at the time when I was creating it. So it's just piano and vocal. And then also thinking of my past as a choral singer as well in musical theater. And so I really drew on all of those inspirations basically and created that song. It's about being in a relationship basically, and like it's a very toxic relationship. You kind of become blinded by the love that you have. I think we've all been at a point where we realize become too codependent on a partner, or our partners become dependent on us. And so it's kind of about like letting go of that. Like you guys have fused into one person. They don't even see your scars anymore, your differences, anything, and like let go of that, be free, kind of let yourself live and be on yourself, especially if it's a toxic relationship, and just like get out of it. So that's what Scars is about, and it was a great experience to create that.
So on to my very next question. So you have also created an original song called Devil's Vice. Incredible song, by the way. What was it like coming up with the idea of wanting to create Devil's Vice? And what's the meaning behind Devil's Vice?
Yeah, so this one I actually first wrote my junior year of high school. And so that was 2017. And I was still at the point in my life where it was like opera was at the forefront of everything. And so I wasn't looking to get a producer. I didn't have the means to. I didn't know who to talk to, how to figure it out, or anything like that. But when I was in my freshman year of college studying opera, and I decided, I need to go full blown with this recording artist thing. That's what I want to do. For my audition to the recorded music program, I had to have, original content. And I was like, okay, I'm going to get this produced finally. And so I found one of my colleagues that I work with, Elmo Zapp. He's incredible. He's a New York City producer, arranger, songwriter, amazing man. And we knew each other from some connections back in LA. He reached out to me, and we basically got it done for that. So that's why I created it in the end and like fully got it produced. But this song I promise not all my songs are about relationships and like having a bad relationship, but this is also about somebody who comes into your life, and they're not good for you, and it's like the devil and the angel on your shoulder. So the devil, it's his vice. Like it's his habit. He wants to so badly like infiltrate into you, and like, like if you want the bad boy or the bad girl or like whatever it is, that's kind of what it is. It's like he's luring you into the pits of hell with this other person, causing a ton of trouble. So yeah, another vulnerable song about relationships, but it takes a spin and metaphorical kind of spin on it into Hell, which is very dark, but it was my hard rock phase. I'm still in it, but like that was the height
You're
of it.
fine. It was good.
Thanks.
You're very welcome. So, on to my very next question. So, you have also created an original song called Skeletons. What was it like coming up with the idea of wanting to create this song, and what's the whole meaning behind Skeletons?
Yeah, so I did a re-release of Devil's Vice paired with Skeletons in August of 2020. Skeletons was a new song then, so that was like the main thing in the release. And it was because I changed my artist name from, my real name's Grace, but from Grace House to Venyss, because that's how I feel I am, you know, like that's just a great artist name for me. So when changing my name, I wanted to re-release Devil's Vice, and so I created the rock pack with Skeletons because it's also a like hard rock song. And this song has a lot to do with my fear of death, but also with like not letting that stop me. You know, we can all be highly anxious about death and like what that meaning is, what's our meaning here on this world. But it basically says at the end of this, we're all just skeletons. So just kind of like live your life. I'm not going to wait for these chances to come and find me. Like I'm going to find them. I'm going to do everything as best as I can and follow my dreams, because like, I don't know what happens after this. Maybe we're reincarnated. Maybe it's black. Maybe, I don't know. But at the end of the day, we're all skeletons. We're all the same. So find something that makes you unique and just like do the thing that you want to do, basically.
Now, on to my very next question. So, what made you decide as a person and as an artist, like, to pursue music in the first place? And who would be your like all-time favorite inspiration, like music-wise?
Yeah. So the reason that I pursued music was, well, when I was 7 years old, my grandmother passed away, and her and I's favorite activity was to watch records. Like that was all we did, and then we would listen to the records of the contestants on there and just dance and sing to it. And so when she passed away, I was like moved. It sounds corny, but it's true. I was moved in tribute of her passing away, and also just my sadness and feeling, to start writing songs. I mean, it was poetry at the time, and I didn't even realize what I was doing, but I was just like singing how I felt and, you know, writing how I felt. And that's when I found my love for music, because it was a way that I could connect with myself and connect with other people. And I thought I was good at it. I mean, I was 7, I was probably terrible, but like I thought it was good.
No, you're good.
Yeah.
No, your music, I have to say, your music is truly sensational, by the way. To people that haven't listened to Venyss's music, it's truly sensational. Your voice is amazing. You have so much talent ahead of yourself. You really do. And yeah, everyone definitely go check out Venyss's music. It's truly sensational, and you have such a gift ahead. You really do.
Thank you. I really appreciate that. My grandma would be proud of that, I think, too, because with her love of stars and stuff. But yeah, that's really what got me into it, was her love of music and her imparting that onto me. And so then, like I said, started getting vocally trained at the age of 11. And with vocal coaches, they were pushing me towards opera to maintain vocal health. I became coined in high school as the opera singer, and I was not for it. So again, at the end of this, we're all just skeletons. So I'm going to live my life and do what I want. And so my biggest inspiration then, it was interesting because I didn't grow up in a very musical family, like at all. And so I would just listen to like the random 80s music my mom would put on the radio. So I really had to find my inspiration and like educate myself purely on musicians and music in general, music history. But I have come to love Lady Gaga. She is my absolute favorite artist. Anybody who knows me knows that. I literally have like a shrine over there to her. It's bad. But I really, really am inspired by her and everything she means, and what she's done in this music industry, and what she's done for women in the music industry, specifically LGBTQ plus people in the music industry, such as myself. So yeah, she's my favorite. Very inspiring.
Awesome. So on to my very next question. So what does performing music mean to you, like especially as an artist?
Yeah, for me, I touched on it a little bit earlier, but it's crazy how music can really help you connect with yourself and other people, and your music can have one meaning to you but a completely different meaning to somebody else. I was in a PR meeting yesterday with these girls I'm working with for PR for my release, and we were listening through all my EP songs together. I'm like, what does this make you guys feel and think of? Like, we need something, we need an aesthetic here. And both of them had different answers. And I was like, and completely different from me. I'm like, I did not picture that. I did not even meet, like, what? But it wasn't like disappointing. It was so inspiring and so cool because like they had their own meaning, and like it had its own purpose to them. So I just love the way that it is an art form that people can take away something completely different from it, positive, negative, anything. It's just like up to the listener and observer. I love it.
Awesome. So on to your next question. So if you could work with any top 3 music artists in the music industry, who would they be and why?
Okay, so obviously Lady Gaga is one of them, and it is because I think her music is insane. Like, it's sensational. One of my favorite albums ever is Art Pop. I say you guys should all listen to it. That's where my name comes from, actually. It's the song Venyss, but I do spell it differently because I have, like, an affinity for snakes, so I wanted the hiss sound at the end. But yeah, it's a great album. I think her music's incredible. So just even purely music based, I would want to create a song with her for sure. Next would be B. Miller. I really like B. Miller. She was on X Factor in America, and I think she's like early 20s now too. I just love her music, and her music is what inspired a lot of the music that's coming out on my EP soon. It's like more dark pop, but not as dark pop as Billie Eilish, and some experimental factors to it. So B. Miller for that. And then if I could bring somebody back from the dead and collaborate with them, it would definitely be George Michael. A million percent. That is one of the artists that my parents did pass on to me. And my dad is like George Michael is to my dad as Lady Gaga is to me, basically. And I could not be more thankful that he gave me George Michael, basically. He's just such an incredible writer. I've studied his work from a songwriter's perspective a lot, and he's just a true talent and very incredible. So I'd love to be in a room with him writing a song.
Awesome. I love the choices.
Yeah, thank you.
You're very welcome. So on to my very next question. So what have you learned about yourself as a person and as an artist, like especially during COVID?
Yeah, COVID was a wild ride, obviously. I learned that I'm also a producer, which is really nice because, like before, I said I didn't, when I was starting off with making music or, writing music, I didn't really know how to work like digital audio workspaces, which is like what an artist would or a producer would work on to actually create the music you hear, like putting in the drum patterns, putting in the piano, all that stuff. I did not know how to work a single thing on there. So I then was like, you know what? I'm done with, like, I learned this stuff at school now. I'm done with relying on other people because COVID made you not able to rely on anybody. I wasn't able to sit in sessions with somebody. Zoom was awful for this. So I was like, I'm going to start producing. And so I learned that I'm a good producer. Like, one of the songs that's coming out as a single and then on the EP is everybody's favorite that they listen to, and they're humming it constantly and everything. And I'm like, okay, I have something here. So I definitely learned that I don't need somebody holding my hand the entire time, or I don't need the assistance of somebody. And I think as a woman in the industry, I've talked about this like on my Instagram quite a bit. It's really hard, especially in like a male-dominated industry, and where producers are mostly male. Like only 2% of females are producers, or producers are females in the industry. Paid producers. I mean, obviously there are more, but paid. So that was another reason I was like, I don't want to get into this. Like, nobody's going to take me seriously. And I do have my fair share of that, 100%. And that's, always been an issue being a woman artist. But I mean, I learned that I can do it, and I'm like, screw it. Like, I'm going to do it. I don't care. I'm going to learn. It may not be as good as the one person, but like, I'm proud of what I make. So, yeah.
Female empowerment.
Exactly. Let's go.
So on to my very next question. So what are like the positive and negatives into the whole creating music side of the industry? And how do you like through those like negative moments as an artist?
Kind of what I touched on. I mean, for being a, a female in the industry, it can be very hard to get your full plan across and your point and your vision. Because you're working with male producers, you're working with male managers. I'm not all of them are male, and not all of them are bad. I have amazing male friends in the industry. It's not kind of me shitting on them or anything like that. It's just that it's very difficult to like hold your own and be taken seriously. Like your word is going to get talked over way more than your male counterpart's word. So the way I deal with it is like I have a lot of women on my team, like a lot of women on my PR team, a lot of women on my music video team. I like to surround myself more with women producers and creatives and everything like that. So it's kind of like I want to really control my environment and control who I'm, you know, letting myself into. Thank you, Amin, my friend Amin. But kind of control who I have in my space. And aside from that, I think especially being an independent artist, whether you're male or female, it's very difficult to like get your break into stuff because like you can reach out to 50 record labels and 50 managers and anything, and it's like at the end of the day, it's like Spotify streams or TikTok, followers. I'm grinding on TikTok and I get nothing. And like, I am doing okay with streams, better than I thought, but still it's like, how do you get noticed,
Yeah.
So you just try and try, but I guess getting through it, I mean, you just have to keep doing it and hope something pans and just stay positive and realize like why you're doing it. And for me, it's because I really love to, and I see it working out hopefully. So yeah.
So on to my very last question. So what's like next for you, like for the rest of 2021, like music wise, that you'd like to announce on the show?
Yes, so I would like to announce my EP 180 Degrees, and that's going to be coming out probably early September. I'm very excited. It's going to be 5 songs. There are going to be 2 singles. So the singles will come out before then, and we're working on the release date right now. I should have a release date next week for the first single, but I'm really excited for that. Like we're putting a lot of time and work into it to make it really like shine and be something that I like, a big representation of who I am as an artist and as just a regular individual going to the grocery store type of thing. And then I have a music video that's going to be coming out like a month after for one of the EP songs. And then my senior year of college, in my program and just, grinding and trying to get more shows as restrictions lift and yeah, just grinding. But I'm very excited for everybody to hear the EP and hopefully some merch will be coming along with it. But yeah, that's pretty much my 2021 for you guys.
Like to give any thoughts or opinions to like, do you have like any thoughts or opinions for anyone for like that viewers on the show?
Oh, what'd you say? Do I have an opinion?
Do you have like any thoughts or opinions that you would like to give at the end?
Any goals? Well, is that what you said, goals?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, my goal is to, by the end of, or I would say May of 2022, really be in talks with a manager and hopefully a record label. Does indie or major, I don't care. Well, I do care, but you know what I mean? Like, I have my preferences, but really be in talks with that so that I can get my vision seen by more people and be able to connect with more people, because my biggest thing as an artist is to be able to connect with more people. So connecting, and also, guys, please keep in mind of our environment right now. That's something I want to say. Environment, people's rights, like, just love each other, peace and love. Like, we don't need any hate out in the world. Just listen to each other, try to understand one another. That's all I can hope for, and just hope to connect. Like, that's what I want with my music too. It's a safe space for anybody at all, any belief system, color, creed, anything. Come in, sit with us, connect, and like, be sure to listen to other people.
Saying you love me is like pretending to see in the dark. It's no wonder you can never point out my scars. Every day it's like we meet again. You don't know me at all, 'cause you never started listening. Maybe this is my wake-up call. Doesn't make us feel alive to drive our sanity into the wall. I don't think I can survive the high of this upcoming fall. If I take out the guy, then the words will fall out of my mouth, planting the white flag, surrendering now. Maybe it's time I set out to follow my heart. Set out to follow my heart. Convince myself, then find a way to start. I'm staring in the mirror again, but I can't see my reflection at all. I'm not even my own friend. Maybe this is my wake-up call. Why did it take so long to leave? Don't know what that says about me. Why is it still hard to breathe? I let you define me. If I take out the gag, then the words will fall out of my mouth, planting the white flag, surrendering now. Doesn't make us feel alive to drive our sanity into the wall. I don't think I can survive the height of this upcoming fall.